It's practice for the Dutch Grand Prix, and the GOAT is out on some flying laps right now. He finished on the podium in the previous season's Dutch Grand Prix, so we're expecting great things from him. No, we're not expecting great things from him because we're focusing on him right now. So we all know that something's going to go badly wrong. It's going to happen right here. He's going to spin it and, oh, go flipping. Ouch. That was hairy. What's up, peeps? It's Hannah. We're here at Zandvoort in the Netherlands for the Dutch Grand Prix, and the safety car is just flown away in there. Let's take a look at your order. As we usually do, we got Keke Honda on pole. We got Hibiki Ganha, last year's Dutch Grand Prix winner, starting alongside Zachary Taylor and Juan LaPlante make up the second row. Then we got Corbett Williams, R.J. Sherry, Rupert Weissmuller, Chihiro Lindbergh, Steve Morgan, James Saunders, Ahi Daggett, Cal Weathers, I don't know, Makata Kikuchi, Michael Pedersen, Joey Trickle, Zach Mills, Asa Samira, Adam Lewis, Derek Hamill, Takumi Fuji, Warren Jackson, Curtis Jr., Jeff Lewis, Patrick Smith, Hadakamami, Tito Peters, and the GOAT. 11 laps around this Dutch Grand Prix circuit. It's sure to be a very exciting one. Lights out, go, go, go here in the Netherlands, and the GOAT and Tito Peters appear to have fallen behind quite remarkably, significantly is the word I'd use there. Keke Honda managing to, Hibiki Ganha is holding it side by side with him. She might even get up into the lead early on here in this Dutch Grand Prix. She did have a bit of a better start. She was starting on the outside line actually, but she's managed to get it in front, and wow, she could be on to win the second year in a row. As Corbett Williams, R.J. Sherry, and Juan LaPlante were three abreast through that turn, but seems to have calmed down a bit there. The field, back at the field, is just flying. Oh dear, the GOAT has spun horrifically heading through this turn there. He had trouble here in practice and qualifying all weekend long. And, that was weird. The GOAT's retired, and my mouse was freaking out for a second there, but in the meantime, Zachary Taylor has managed to get out in front of Hibiki Ganha, actually take second place away, and, well, Marusha's just been dominating these past few races so far. Same with Sauber. You definitely have to give it to them, but look, here comes Hibiki Ganha trying to retake second position. It seems as most of the field is already single filed out behind the leader, who's taking out a commanding lead. Zachary Taylor, meanwhile, has Hibiki Ganha right behind him on his gearbox heading towards turn one. Here we got a bit of a close-up of Zachary Taylor's face there. He looks like he's keeping his cool, of course, and well, here comes R.J. Sherry right behind Hibiki Ganha. This is quite an interesting podium fight that we are seeing right now. Hibiki Gan has sliding through that turn there, but I don't think she's making up much time. RJ Sherry goes a bit wide there. Here comes Juan LaPointe in the McLaren. He's running in 5th position right now. Corbett Williams is in 6th. Rupert Weissmuller 7th. Chiro Lindbergh 8th. Steve Morgan 9th. And James Saunders last of the points-paying positions here. Keika Hana just taking out commanding lead. You can see those skid marks from the goat spun on lap 1. He decided to bring it home early. He clearly did not want to compete in this race where he well, really performed last season. It was quite an interesting race for him, actually. Most races been quite interesting for him. As I sniff a little bit, it's on him. It's been pretty sunny these past few days. Not a lot of clouds, but it does still get cold around this time of the day. RJ Sherry, Hibiki Ganaha, and Zachary Taylor seem to have spaced out a bit from each other. Weissmuller and Corbett Williams, on the other hand, are running very close to each other. Chiro Lindbergh, the only Ferrari left in this race now, after the GOAT's retirement. Running up at the points, seems like a decent day for her so far. It's definitely looking like a good day for Keika Hana, who still looks like he's got a commanding lead. I'm not sure if Zachary Taylor will be able to eat into it, but we will definitely have to see. Lap 4, and Keika Hana has a commanding lead. Well, okay then. Let's take a look at your lap times. Zachary Taylor has the fastest lap by about 0.105 of a second, which is quite worrying for Keika Hana, really. His previous lap was, let's take a look at these lap times. Zachary Taylor was 0.2 seconds, about 0.2 seconds faster the previous lap, and he's right behind him now. Definitely putting the pressure on Keika Hana. It could be second win in a row for a Japanese in a Sauber at the Dutch Grand Prix these past few seasons, but it could equally as well be the win from Russia this season. This early half, they've been quite dominant. They really have performed, is the word. Lap 5 now, we're nearly at the halfway point already. It's only 5 minutes into this video because I had to skip some crap. Yeah, that sounds decent enough to me. Let's find some battles happening. Let's see if we can find some battles happening in other parts of the track. We got Makita Keikichi holding off Cal Weathers there. 412 position. That could be a very interesting fight between these two there, because Cal Weathers is looking like he's going to try to stick his nose down the inside at any second now, and well, hopefully his nose is faring better than mine, because it's all stuffed up and everything. Probably have to blow my nose. Well, I had to clarify what it was blowing there. It was quite disgusting, I'd say. It's a Lotus Renault. Joey Trickle, your previous race winner, right behind a real Renault, 2011 one. Not sure if that matters too much. Michael Pedersen, Keika Hana's teammate, who we're usually seen in the top half of the field, is running in 15th, which is not good at all. Let's see who's running in last position. It's Jeff Lewis. Quite an interesting race back at the American Grand Prix at the Circuit of Americas in Texas. Meanwhile, here comes Keika Hana rounding the final turn. Once again, it's about to be the halfway point of the race once he crosses the line, which he's going to do right now. That's my nose blown. It hasn't, it's not an engine, but doesn't seem as stuffy anymore. Just had to turn off the fan. So. Well, since we're live, we can take a look at your times in practice. Practice. As you can see, Tito Peters, who actually had the slowest qualifying time, had the fastest practice time. Then Chiro Lindbergh and the GOATs. So practice was looking decent for the Ferraris. In last place, slowest lap was Jeff Lewis, 1.584 seconds off the pace. So these guys were rather evenly matched in practices. what it's looking like here. Qualifying, on the other hand, was a disaster for the goat, who spun it exiting the final turn, which is what those skid marks on the front straight are from, actually. As you can see, Keika Honda and Hibiki Gana actually got the same lap time, but since Honda put it in first, he got to start on the pole. Not that it really mattered too much, because Gana seemed to have a better start than him anyways. As there goes Keika Honda into the pits. Zachary Taylor looking to follow him. Look at these guys merging pretty wildly and dangerously into the pits there. There's quite clearly a lot of space on these white lines to enter into the pits, but you're just waiting until the last moment. Jeff Lewis, last of the cars on pit road. So yeah, these guys are still rather close to each other. There's let's see. Crikey, there's Keika Honda. Is he gonna get out in front of everyone else? Yes, he is. Lovely stuff from him, and Zachary Taylor's gonna stay out in front of Hibiki Gana. Here comes RJ Sherry. Bit of contact between those two as he exit pit road. That could be pretty hairy, and well, they seem to have sorted it out. Corbett Williams, Rupert Weissmuller out. Steve Morgan there, Juan LaPuente right in front of Ahidaka, Makita Kikuchi following them a bit closely behind. Cheryl Lindbergh had a shocker of a pit stop, and I think she's out of the points now. That's what I'm thinking. Joey Trickle, James Saunders, Cal Weathers, Zach Mills, Adam Lewis, Derek Campbell, Michael Patterson, Jackson Carter Jr., Ozzy Samir, Hadagama, Tito Peters, Takumi Fujiwara, Patrick Smith, and finally Jeff Lewis out of the pits as well. So back to your qualifying times. There's actually quite a few more who set the same lap time, and in F1, whoever sets the lap time first, if they're the same to the nearest thousandth of a second, of course, the first one to set the time is going to start in front of the people do before. We saw that at the European Grand Prix in, I believe, 1997, when I believe it was Villeneuve, Frentzen, and Michael Schumacher who set the same lap time at Jerez, Spain. As you can see, James Saunders set his lap time before Steve Morgan. Cal Weathers. Bandicam is quite clearly bored at my explaining qualifying times, but Cal Weathers managed to put in his lap time before Ahidaka. Zach Mills before Ozzy Samir, and finally Jeff Lewis before Jackson Carter Jr. Not that it seems to have done Jeff Lewis any good. He's currently running in last place. He must have had a shocker of a start. It's lap 8 of 11, 4 laps to go for Keika Honda. He's really keeping his cool and not really giving Zachary Taylor an inch down. Zachary Taylor just can't find the pace on his new tires. Wow, Tito Peters quite a ways behind the field. The vibe I'm getting. Well, let's see. Jeff Lewis is across the line now, and he's being scored as 20.692 seconds behind the race leader Keika Honda. So it's not when you're seeing average lap times just below 1 minute 35. He's not too far away. He's probably just a few corners away, really. But all the thousandths of a second make a difference in Formula One, of course. And well, let's take a look at Keika Honda's lap times actually. Lap times still seem to be the same early on in this race. Is when they were set. Jeff Lewis is the slowest one. He appears to be 2.4 seconds off the pace. Is what it's looking like, and look what it's gotten him. It's gotten him spot in the back of the... I've just spit on the microphone. It's disgusting. I've quite clearly picked the wrong time to do a video. I'm not feeling the best right now. I'm not entirely sick, but stuffy nose and crap. Could become an issue. If I get a sore throat again, I will probably, like, I don't know, I will, like, totally, like, how many days? Ugh. I have no idea. Look at the goat slap times. Oh, there are none. So, we'll run through your order, I guess, because we have not much else to do. Keika Honda is leading the field, as he has done every single lap of this race so far. 9 out of 11 completed. Zachary Taylor's running in second. Hibiki Gana has in third, RJ Sherry fourth, Corbett Williams fifth, Vice Miller 6th, Steve Morgan 7th, Paula Puente 8th, Ahidaka 9th, and Makita Kagachina last in the points paying spots outside the top 10. We got Hero Lindbergh, we got Joey Trickle, James Saunders, Cal Weathers, we got Zach Mills, Adam Lewis, Derek Campbell, Michael Pedersen, Tito Peters, Jackson Carter Jr., Ozzy Samir, Hadakami, Takumi Fujiwara, Patrick Smith, and Jeff Lewis. Yeah, Jeff Lewis. Of course, Adam Lewis's username is Racing Adams, so... well, I guess Jeff isn't much of a racer. 2 to go for Kikahana once he crosses the line, which he has done right now. Yep, that's absolutely fantastic. Wonderful stuff from Kikahana. He's just been dominating this race. I've been called by my dad. It's time to pause. Commercial break? Nah. We're back and, well, why don't we go on board with Zachary Taylor for a bit while I check some crap on my phone and sneeze. Final lap now for Kikahana. He's just got one more lap to go. A minute 35 or under is going to be preferable here. His last lap time was a minute 34.932, so just 0.068 seconds underneath that mark there. Zachary Taylor was 0.005 of a second slower that previous lap, lap 10 of 11, and they're on lap 11 of 11 now, so that means that Zachary Taylor is 5 whole thousandths of a second slower. That's absolutely terrible. He's pretty much a turtle in comparison to Kikahana, who's more like a rabbit, but slow and steady wins the race, unless, of course, you are stupid and actually... no. Slow and steady does not win the race unless you are a stupid person who believes that story is true. Why would the rabbit need to go to sleep? It's a rabbit. Rabbits don't sleep. And neither do I. Doesn't make sense, because I'm a dragon. Not that I really care. Well, that is the largest hole in my pants I have ever seen in all of my years on this planet Earth. But, well, all my years on this planet Earth, I've never seen such an amazing show of pace, skill, and awesomeness. Sound. Then the display that Kikahana has had for us today. He wins the Dutch Grand Prix. Zachary Taylor and Hibiki Ganhai are going to join him on the podium. Japanese winning in a Sauber in the Netherlands for the second season in a row. It's absolutely wonderful scenes here in Netherlands. It's the best, believe me. Jeff Lewis crosses the line in last position. Well, close to last position. Honda wins today. Zachary Taylor and Hibiki Ganaha in the podium spots. Well, they're not really so much the podium spots as spots that guarantee that they're going to be on the podium. I'm sure Hibiki Ganaha is going to be... I totally screwed up the name again. Hibiki Ganaha is going to be very excited about hearing the Japanese national anthem. She's going to be very excited about having a fellow Japanese win, surely. Poor Zachary Taylor is going to be pleased that he scored another podium as well, and Marussia get more points. They're really just dominating the constructors, really. R.J. Sherry, Corbett Williams, Rupert Weissmuller, Steve Morgan, Juan LaPuante, Ai Hidaki, and Makoto Kikuchi all walk home with some points today. Cheryl Lindbergh, Joey Trickle, James Saunders, Cal Weathers, Zach Mills, Adam Lewis, Derek Campbell, Michael Pedersen, Tito Peters, Jackson Carter Jr., Ozzy Samir, Hadakama, Mitake Fujiwara, Patrick Smith, and Jeff Lewis finished outside the points today. Joe was the only person who failed to finish after retiring after a spin on lap 1. Because he sucks! Meanwhile, King Honda ekes out a win at Zandvoort DTM next race. Hungary. That's a damn sexy looking map. I'm not sure what this thing is. They should really add that to the F1 race.